Hello and welcome to Microsoft Hates Greg. My name is Greg Deckler, and a few videos ago I was messing around on Google Trends, and I did a video kind of doing like a back of the napkin kind of data analysis on the trend data between um, Databricks, Power BI, and Microsoft Fabric. So using Google Trends, right, you can kind of search for the popularity of search terms over time, which you can maybe not, whatever, but it's the data we have, we can use it as kind of a basis for how popular these products are potentially, is the thought process, right? So there was enough there was enough interesting stuff there that I decided I'll go ahead and export, to a CSV file, import it into Power BI, and we'll take a look at it. All right. So that's what we did. That's what I did. And so what I, and so we have this table with this timeline here, right? So it's just after it comes in as like, the different search terms are each individual columns. So you just unpivot them, real easy to do, right? And so that this is the basic graph of the 5 years, right? It goes from, you know, October 25th, 2020, right, all the way to October 26th, 2025. I don't know, that might be not be a full week, so maybe October 19th. I don't know how their weeks are structured there. But regardless, 5 years worth of data. Here's where Microsoft Power, so I recreated that, the vertical line. That's when Microsoft Power BI was announced. This line is Power BI. The blue line here, the light blue line is Databricks, and this sad line down here is Microsoft Fabric, right? Um, so that's now what I wanted to do is I wanted to kind of project out into the future. So what I needed to do is I needed to find like these slopes for these line fit um, trend lines like here. So I use line XT or line SX, whatever the function is, right? So essentially I created some tables like this, lines TX, whatever. Um, and I would filter just on the Databricks, right? Boom. And I get back this table and there's a bunch of information here, but really all we want is the slope, right? Because the slope is if you want to find Y2, right? You can basically re-engineer the slope formula, right? The slope formula is m equals y2 minus y1 in parentheses, divided by x1 or x2 minus x1 in parentheses, right? And so you can use some algebra and you can figure out that y2 is equal to m times x2 minus x1 in parentheses plus y1, right? Easy algebra type stuff to do. So really all we need is the slope here. So I did that for Databricks after Fabric, right? So yeah, somebody's gonna yell at me if I don't zoom in, right? So here your lines TX, we filter the table for Databricks, get the value as the Y, get the week as the X, right? Now Databricks after Fabric, we can just do a little more filtering, right? We just do a filter where the week is greater than or equal to 2023 521, right? Databricks before Fabric, less than that date, right? Same type of thing. Um, and then we can do that. I also did that for Power BI, which all you do is change the Databricks to Power BI. And I did that for Power BI after Fabric, right? And then Power BI before Fabric, right? Getting all this information. And then I did one for Fabric, right? So there we go. And then because I didn't have to do before Fabric, because who cares, right? So only have the after Fabric, or in this case, just Fabric. Um, so I did that. And then I created this, these two right here. So as you can see, this is before Fabric. This is Databricks and Power BI, right? And you kind of can see if we hover over just any point, right? You can see here that these lines are diverging, which means the slope for Power BI, and this would be before Fabric. So let's just go ahead and put this into a tooltip here. So Power BI before Fabric. So we're going to put in put this and then slope into the tooltip and the Databricks before Fabric. And we'll put the Databricks before into the tooltip. And we'll do the same thing for after Databricks slope into the tooltip. And for Power BI after, Power BI slope. There we go. All right, so now we can say take a look at any point on this line, and we can see that the slope for Power BI is 0.03566 before Fabric, while Databricks is a lower slope, 0.02090, which means that Power BI is gaining in search popularity above, over Databricks by a pretty decent margin, right? Almost double is what we're seeing here. And this is, different than the full time that we did the 5 years. So this is the Power BI slope is 0.019 and Databricks slope is 0.024. So overall, right, overall the 5 years, Databricks is actually increasing in, faster in search popularity than Power BI. Before Fabric, it's the opposite, right? Power BI has twice the slope. That line has almost twice the slope of Databricks. It's shocking to me. It's like after Fabric, using Fabric, whatever. Now all of a sudden, Power BI actually has a negative slope in terms of search popularity. It's not much of a negative slope. It's almost to the point of being pretty much just flatlined essentially in terms of popularity. But it went negative 0.00330, and the Databricks slope actually went up. It went up by a half, right? It was 0.02, and now it's 0.02987. So you can almost round that up to 0.03. So it's 1.5 times more than it was, right? Which, if I was Microsoft, and especially marketing that stuff, that would have me a little concerned. I'm not going to say we made this huge announcement, the biggest data, whatever, blah, 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 Satya said, in terms of, since SQL Server. And all it did was help out the popularity of probably one of our largest competitors, Databricks, right? And it basically killed Power BI's search popularity, right? It just flatlined it completely. That I would find that concerning, right? Me personally. And you can see how much the gap is going down, right? So that was interesting to me because I had mentioned that kind of after Fabric, it almost looks like it has a downward slope to it, and turns out I was right. So anyway, so let's see here. So then I wanted to do projections out into the future, right? And so what I have here is Power BI and Databricks, right? And trying to project them out to 2030. And so what I did there is I just did a generate series, right? For, the minimum of multi-timeline week, and then the date 2030, 12/31. So push it out there. And then let's see, this is Power BI. So this is the Power BI slope. So this is just the overall slope for the 5 years, right? And then projecting that out into the future, right? This is what it would look like. So again, this is the same slope. Databricks 0.2024, Power BI slope 0.019, right? And there's a difference, right? But it's obvious that if we just don't factor in before Fabric or after Fabric and just do the 5 years, Databricks it's going to gain some ground, I guess you could say, over here, right? The difference is 42 between the Power BI measure 1 and the Databricks measure 1, right? Versus over here, it's more like 40, right? And where these are coming from really is the Power BI slope, and then I have measures in these tables here. So here's my Databricks measure. So this is that implementation. Remember the algebra I was talking about earlier? This is the algebra, right? So this is just getting, figuring out what the x2 minus x1 is, what my y1 is, what my slope is, and then I can result my y2 essentially is your m times x2 minus x1 plus y1. There's the algebra, right? This is the formula to get that. So, and in this case, that's Databricks measure 1, and then Power BI measure 1 is the same exact thing, only I grab the Power BI, right? I use Power BI as the type, and then I use my Power BI slope from my Power BI table instead of my Databricks slope from my Databricks table. All right, so that is all leading up to this guy right here. So this one's fun. So here, let's see. So I have Fabric Measure 2. I have Power BI Measure After Fabric, Databricks After Fabric, Power BI Measure Before Fabric, Databricks Measure Before Fabric. All right, so let's take a look at kind of these in turn, right? So Fabric's, the Fabric slope is in there. And then I'm using this dates fabric table. So the dates fabric table is same thing as a dates table, but I'm only doing dates between 2023, 5/21, when Fabric was released, right? Versus in all the way out to date 2030, 12/31, right? So basically kind of 2031, more or less, up until that. So now Databricks after Fabric. So these are all the same calculations essentially. So this one though is getting my slope from my Databricks after Fabric, right? And then Databricks measure before Fabric is I'm using my Databricks before Fabric. I'm using that slope instead, right? Same thing for Power BI measure after Fabric. I'm using Power BI after Fabric, the slope for that. And then I'm using my slope before, right? Power BI before Fabric, Power BI slope before. And then for Fabric, it's just Fabric. So it's my Fabric table. I'm using that table. I'm using the Fabric slope. Okay, so this is this orange one down here at the bottom. Get rid of this. Is the Fabric, and you can see it's sort of flatlined. I mean, it's not doing a whole lot. Even all the way out to 2030, it's only going to get to they go from basically the initial, right, which was Fabric is kind of a zero essentially, right? That's the zero base, and it's only going to get up to about 1.29 all the way out to 2030 if things remain the way they remain now. Okay. Now let's see here. Here is so now the purple line is what if we use the slope that Power BI had before Fabric, right? Let's say Fabric was never announced, right? And this would be our expected trajectory for Power BI in terms of search popularity. It would grow from zero, zero base of the Fabric release date, and it'd be all the way up to here, right? In terms of a 91.19, right? It would start out here in terms of Power BI measure before it was 77, and it would actually grow in size to 91. Versus the light blue one is we're starting out at 77, and because it's a negative slope, it's by the time you get out to 2030, it's actually down to 75.69, right? So it actually decreased some, not a lot, but it decreased some. And then we have Databricks, right? Databricks measured before Fabric. That's the pink line, right? And notice how it has a less of a slope than the other Databricks line, the dark blue line, right? Because after the announcement of Fabric, Databricks, like it started gaining in popularity faster than it had before, which is, again, I'd be concerned if I was Microsoft about that. So yeah, I mean, so now you'd have to go all the way out to, I think it's like maybe 2050 before. Yeah, so that's about 2050 would be about when Power BI on its current trajectory would basically start to intersect, be very close to intersecting with Databricks on its current trajectory, right? But look all the way out in 2050, how much more popular Power BI would have been without the announcement of Fabric, right? Whereas it just killed it. So in many ways, I would say that this kind of, I mean, it seems to validate the position that Fabric killed the Power BI star, right? Now, if you notice, this has been all for United States, right? I also did this for, let me get it up here. I also did it for worldwide, and it actually fares a little better on the world stage, right? So on the world stage, Power BI, it actually still is gaining in popularity in terms of its search, right? And Fabric is not gaining quite as much, or catching up quite as much. And in fact, in this case, if we did Dates Fabric and we shove this up to 50, 2050, right, it's still not even close, right, to Power BI worldwide. So a little bit better story worldwide. I also think that Fabric slope is 0.00487 here, versus it is in just the US, the day of Fabric slope is 0.00323. So definitely more popular worldwide than in the US, I would say. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but anyway, now it's not all doom and gloom for Microsoft, I would say. Like if you take a look at you take a look at this, um, this is the same thing past 5 years, Microsoft Fabric versus Microsoft Synapse. So at least Microsoft Fabric has a pulse, right? I mean, it's not this flat line of Microsoft Synapse, which I mean, think about it. Microsoft Fabric didn't even exist until this point right here, right? And it still got as many, just basically as many searches for Microsoft Fabric. People were just like, I don't know what they were searching for because it was a non-existent product, but people were searching for Microsoft Fabric at the same level as Microsoft Synapse. Um, a non-existent product was getting as many searches as an actual existing product from Microsoft. So obviously, I would say they had to do something, right? And so at least Microsoft Fabric has a pulse. Um, Now, I guess maybe like the potentially the bad news, so I suppose, is like, well, let's try to think of like some of the most boring things we could ever that people wouldn't really ever search for because it's boring as hell. Like rock formation. I mean, somebody like, let's see, how do rocks form? Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Let's past 5 years. Let's get this down to past 12 months so we don't skew it. Nope. Okay, so more people care about rock formation than Microsoft Fabric apparently. Let's try space dust. Okay. Microsoft Fabric is more popular than space dust, right? More people care about, not by a lot, but it was a hard fight. But it looks like Microsoft Fabric is pulling away from space dust in terms of popularity. So good news for Microsoft there. Let's just throw one more in here. Throckmorton, right? You can have your anatomist explain to you, or your parent explain to you what Throckmorton means. But okay, and it's more popular than Throckmorton, so that's except in Texas, which, look at that. A lot of people caring about Throckmorton in Texas. I wonder why. I don't know. But there you have it. Microsoft Fabric, not as popular as Rock Formation, a little more popular than Space Dust, and more popular than Throckmorton. But definitely, Microsoft Synapse is lower than all of them. So anyway, this is the fun stuff you do when you're bored. All right. So that's all I have for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.